Yo, what's up, guys? It's Chris P44S. I know I haven't made a video in a pretty long time, but I have been doing stuff. I have been busy, so it's not like I just been sitting on my ass. But I just want to talk about this mobile game that I found, or a friend introduced me to the other day, and it's really dope. It's super addicting. If you're an RPG fan, like turn-based, this is a turn-based RPG, but it's really fun. It's really fast-paced. A couple things to mention: permadeath is a thing, so I know that like turns people off. I think it's really dope. It's basically an RPG where you try to get to the top floor of this dungeon. I think it really goes on forever, really, but I haven't really gotten that far. I've gotten to like floor 26 with like a level 85 character. So just kind of giving like a rundown or review of this game right now. Um, And I just wanted to make it really quick. I'm using this phone app that captures the screen. So I'm just going to roll with it. Maybe I'll back it out and edit it. Who knows? Probably not. Probably just roll with it. But it's really dope. So I just wanted to show you guys what this game's about and tell you that it's super addicting. Show you a little gameplay and talk about different aspects. So this is the main menu. I already have a character started. It's a saint. I'll just run through some of this stuff that you see. So if we click on the top, you have a bunch of different items. The top left is soul stones. You can unlock different characters with that. The second one is death fragments, and you can use those to build stuff in the lab, like you build equipment. The gold shards, I actually never used them. These are used to buy convenience items or services. Blah, blah, blah. Death leaf, after seasons, events, points will be converted into dry leaves. You can spend these to purchase some items. What's nice about this game, too, is like anything you question about, you can click on it, and it'll pretty much tell you what's going on. This is something, I'm assuming, to be like a port from Japan, because there's a lot of stuff that still isn't translated. But I haven't really had any huge problems. Sometimes you run into other characters from the game that are like, they have a, I don't know if it's Chinese, Japanese, or Korean, or what it is. So excuse me if anything I said is offensive in that way. But it's of another language, to simply put it. But what happens is, like I said, you run into another player. But another thing other than permadeath that you have to watch out for is while you're playing the game and going through the dungeon, I'm pretty sure you run into other dead characters. So like once your character has died, you can like run into your dead character later. I've never really ran into my characters. I don't think. Maybe I have. But you'll see when we go into the dungeon that like that room or that block will have a corpse in it. Sometimes it's not actually a corpse, and it's like you ran into another Buriedborn. Um, let's see. We could talk about the lab. I mean, the lab stuff's kind of cool. That's basically what we're talking about with the death fragments, and you can load into your game. You can like equip parts that you have. So I have like all these, and you find them throughout the game, or you can make them in here. Um, Basically, it's just like it'll give you buffs or, stat boosts. And I don't really use any of them. I used them a couple times before, but I think they actually make the game harder. So I haven't really played with them too much. Plus, I don't really have any that I really like that much. Um, so I just really haven't used them that much. And like the game is hard enough on its own. And I felt like when I added those to one of my characters that it just made the game too hard. So I'm just going to show you some of the different characters. I clicked on the new character. You can do their name, job, destination, contract, amulet. Contract and amulet are just like the same thing like the lab. It just changes the aspect of the game. One cool thing too is there's the destination, which I just clicked on. And you can go to like different dungeons. And they all like pretty much look the same. Ooh, Spire's new. But you can click on the bottom of them. And it'll give you like a description. And it says, even now, we hear the screams of kidnapped people from the spire. I think do you have to be a saint? I don't think so. I think it's just showing me what character I have. So then, like, the weekly, it's just, like, abnormal properties, more special rooms. I usually go to the labyrinth because that's, like, the easy one. It's the generic one. I still haven't beat it. I don't know. I may have beat it. I think, like, 25 is the last one kind of, because you fight like a big boss there, and then after you complete it, it's like you can keep going. So, and it did give me, like, after a certain point, it gave me a queue to join a different destination, but I chose not to, because the first time I did that, it made me wait like 2 days. But I just don't think it was done yet. So like what's more interesting here is like some of the different jobs that you have. Oops. Is you have like a warrior, ranger, mage, and then here's where you use the soul stones. And you can buy soul stones with real money, or you can find them in the game. Like you'll open chests and they'll have them in there. Like you can see, I have 1,600 right now, and I've unlocked, which I paid for. I think the Evil Knight, the Dark Knight, and maybe one of the other ones. Some of them you just unlock throughout the game. So it's kind of cool. I think like the Dragoon is like the best. Like I've gotten the farthest with the Dragoon. But I'll just click on the Valkyrie real quick. So it's just kind of like some Amazon thing, and you can click on them and they all have a little like description. Clergy for battlefield, blood and corpses, da da da. Pretty generic like battle stuff. But the soul stones really aren't that hard to find. I actually found one chest that gave me like 1,000, and that's basically a character right there. And you can see on the right side of the screen there's a gift, and they'll have stuff in there too, where you'll open them up like every couple of days and they'll have soul stones. So let me just jump into the dungeon with the character I have. I have Astrid the Saint, level 29, Labyrinth, 10th floor. And the 10th floor is kind of significant because there is like a bigger boss here. There's like a big boss on 10, 20, and 25. And so when you're in the labyrinth with your character, on the top of the screen, they have the little like settings button, which is what I'm going to click on. I know you guys can't see my finger, so it's kind of weird. But I'll just show you, this is like what I have equipped. So I have like this staff, a cloak, and a ring. And my PIE, like I said, anything you have a question about, you can just click on the word and it'll show you. So, yeah, I mean, these are pretty generic, like, skills, I guess. I mean, they shouldn't be, pretty self-explanatory. Rest, not heal. Rest is like you heal HP between rooms. Then I have like HP and reflect. Reflect is really good because like when enemies hit you, you'll bounce that much damage back. So if I click on equips again, and now on the left side you can see where my little cursor is, I'm under the total effect list. So I have this much added health, the 18,000, 1,800, and my reflect is 542, but that doesn't seem right. I feel like oh, my rest is really high too. So I'll heal between, which I don't really need because like this character is a healer. And I can go and show you my skills from there, but I'll just show you in the fight. So I can choose from these 2 rooms, and then I can't see the back 4. Sometimes you have different skills that let you see all the dungeons. And each room has like different properties. So like the one on the left is enemy and zone. I don't really like playing in zone. This character, like, it's not bad for, but basically a zone is like you can't add any, you can't use any buffs or debuffs. So this character it's really not that bad with, but when I play with other ones, I don't really like going in the zone. And then enemy is obviously enemy. So on the right side we have enemy and change. And change allegedly is like you basically change out your equipment or skills. So I'm going to click there because I'm kind of like a whore for the loot. So I'm always after the loot. Another nice thing to mention right here is like all the enemies and your character. I think they have interesting or aesthetic, like not animations but artwork. I really like all the different artwork and seeing the different enemies. I think they did a really good job with that. So it does make it interesting. Like everything is not super corny. And my skills are all at the bottom. I'm going to go from right to left. If you click on the words here, you can actually open up what those skills will do for you. And when you go to change them out, you can click on them. So Angel of Light is basically a healing skill. When they have T's in the corner, it means that they don't take up a turn. So like I can use this skill and any of the other 4 in the same turn. But then it has a cooldown of 4, you can see in the middle. So if I use it, I'll just use it here for fun. So I healed myself, and then it makes my healing go up too. So if I heal myself again, I'll have a stronger like healing, or I'll get like a buff to my healing skills. Impure Blood is nice. There's other ones like this, but this is pretty good. So it's heal yourself full. and then you become more susceptible to ailments or like debuffs. It's just nice because it heals you to full. And as far as like all the healing to full skills, it has a pretty low cooldown of just 3, but it will affect you for 5 turns. So that debuff, and then Holy Bless is also nice. So my attack is based on PIE, and I don't know what PIE is. So if anyone does know, just let me know. So I attack and heal at the same time. Grand Cross of 3, cooldown becomes 3, and it's attack of 400 based on my PIE. And then my Holy Bolt is basically just like the attack I've been using. It has a 0 cooldown. So let me go through and I'll just fight some guys here. Maybe I'll fight the boss. I am on the 10th floor, so I might fight the big boss. This might be a little like wonky because I am running the other app. Usually it runs pretty smooth. It should probably run pretty smooth after we get going. I don't think the app takes up a whole bunch. So now, like you can see, it's offered me the skill of Holy Bolt, and it has like a little, not precursor. What do you call that? It's basically a light Holy Bolt, so it should be a little bit different. So let's see why. It says attack with Surge of Holy Light with 100. Reduce CD and power. So I'm not even going to take this, even though it does get me closer to 8. I already have level 3. But like I don't want it to be less powerful. So you can always reroll here too, and you get a free reroll. And then you have to start spending your soul shards. They're not soul shards. What are they called? Soul stones. And so I'm just going to leave it. Screw it. Now I have to fight one here in the zone. And you can see that the zone mark is down by my character on the left, and you can click on it, which I just did, and it brings up that shield buffs and debuffs will be useless in this room. So basically we just kill each other. That's basically what that's saying. But for some characters, like it's really hard to fight in a zone. Like when I use my Dragoon, I have like a lot of buffs and debuffs, and they just don't really work that well. That Grand Cross of 3 is super powerful. So I actually got lucky in this time. Also, something that's worth mentioning here on the bottom right, you can see I have an item called Liquor of Power. I wish it was called Power of the Liquor. Trailer Park Boys. It increases damage as you deal for a short time. Power 25, 10 turn cooldown, 20 rooms. So I like to use that before I like come in on the boss. There's different items you can get that do different things. Like there's a torch, and sometimes the torch is on the room too, but you basically can see everything. So here I got offered a weapon. I definitely gives me a lot more power, better parry, better rest, and better heal. So I'm just gonna take it. I'm not even gonna try to reroll. Here's robust high healing, and this is just like a generic heal. But the thing with this is like it kind of sucks because it has a 4 cooldown. And what I notice a lot is like when you get to start fighting where people are really dealing damage, it just, I don't know, it gets pretty hard. That's the only thing that I kind of like about this game is it kind of goes from like you just kind of breezing through it, and then you'll meet like one super badass enemy, and it'll have like reflect and super high attack, or it just like one enemy will kill you in like one hit unless you have like the right stats and stuff on, or like the right skills equipped and things like that. So it becomes like really hard once you get later in the dungeon. But I want to try to get to this boss because sometimes he kills me, sometimes he doesn't. I haven't got the Saint very far yet, but I do like her because she has a lot of like this kind of like vampiric skills where she attacks and heals. The last game I had with her, I had the Holy Bless where I attack and heal, and I had another one. So here's the boss right here, and I can fight him in the zone. And I don't really think, other than the one healing buff that I have, I don't use any other buffs, nor do I use a shield. So I'm going to use my Liquor of Power, Power of the Liquor, Jim Leahy, and I'm going to give him a shot. And if I die, I mean, I'll basically be dead. But my character is pretty strong right now. I mean, that wasn't good, but we'll see what happens. So he's doing, my Angel Light does But see, I missed with the healing boost, which kind of sucks. But he's gonna get smoked. So he's already dead. Sometimes I fight him though, and like I just don't have the right loadout, you know, because everything's kind of RNG with what you get until you get to the point. Heal yourself full and gain a cooldown for all skills. What? Heal yourself to full and gain cooldown. Oh. So I think this means that I gain... That's really good because it's only one, but I wonder how much and gain cooldown for all skills. I wonder if it's just one cooldown. Let's just see. I've never seen this skill. And I've been playing for like a week and I never seen this skill. So like I'm constantly still seeing new stuff. Let's just try and switch this out for Impure Blood. I mean, because it's basically the same thing with a cooldown of 1. Heal yourself to full and gain cooldown. See, now it's asking me to go to the Palace of Karma, but I don't want to go there. Because last time I went there, I got shit on. So I'm not going back. I just want to try this skill out. Let's see what happens. So I have some cooldowns and stuff. So I'm just going to use it. Oh. But you see what's kind of cool about that is like... The one had 2. The one had 2 on it. And then it went to 1. So I basically lose a turn. Those are events too, which I probably should have mentioned. But every now and then you come across a thing and it's like, do you want to... I think one of them's the statue and you can pray or not. What are the other 2? One of them's like a lake and you can drink from the lake or not. But it's basically like rolling the dice for a buff or a debuff. Or like a heal or taking damage kind of a thing. I want to experiment with this skill more. So now I have a cooldown of 3 and 4. I'm going to hit Deep Sleep. And it decreased them, but some of them don't get decreased. So I would have to say, like, that's pretty good. But I also really wasn't looking at how much healing it did. So let me try one more. And once I'm done with this... Oh yeah, so it definitely heals me all the way. It said 5,000. And sometimes it doesn't even... It's like random what gives... what the cooldown to. So I actually like Purified too, but I'm not going to use it just because it's kind of weak. But yeah, so then like constantly things are going on through the game and like people are offering you gear and stuff. I mean, this is like a lot better. So I have the better reflect on the second line of 505. So the reflect is like literally how much reflect you have is how much damage you'll actually do. So if I get hit, it'll come back and do 700 damage. And at this point in the game, that's pretty good. Even like once you get up a little bit later, I'll have like 1,000. And that's pretty strong, I think. I mean, dealing 1,000 out. But that's pretty much the game in a nutshell. That's pretty much the game in a nutshell. And you basically just grind this dungeon until you die. And then you do it all again. But it's super addicting. And, you know, along the way, you can unlock different characters. And I noticed too with like the different characters, you kind of get offered up different items and skills. So it's cool to see a lot of the different skills. And a lot of times you'll get them with other characters too, but they won't really be that relative. Like sometimes they'll offer you like intelligence or strength based skills. And it's like, well, you know, my character really just uses PIE and that's it. But it's super cool, like it's super fun. I just wanted to put it out there. I like have never played a mobile game this much, other than like, you know, the World Series of Poker or some shit. But that's gonna be it for my video. Really, I think it's really cool. If you guys like it, give it a thumbs up. If you're playing it, let me know something that I don't know, or maybe I missed something, or what kind of character you play with, what kind of skills are the best, how high have you gotten in the game, kind of a thing. And just comment below, like it. And I wanted to say something else. Well, what was it? Who knows? Oh yeah, the app that I'm using for the app I'm using to record my screen. So I'm using AZ Screen Recorder, and I'm going to stop it now. But it worked really well. So I hope you enjoy this video, guys, and I'll catch up with you in the next one. I might be playing Detroit Become Human soon. I played the demo the other day. It's pretty dope. All right, see you.